AITA for announcing my preganacy at my sister's wedding?
I'm 32, my sister is 28, and we've always been incredibly close. Point in case, she was the first person I told that I was pregnant, besides my husband of course. I told her essentially a week after I got a positive pregnancy test, which was about 3 months before her wedding. I told her that I was going to tell our parents and my husband's parents around the 10-week mark, but she told me that I should hold off until her wedding in September. I'd be like 4 months along at that point, so I wouldn't be showing really, and she thought it would be so special for her to be able to make an announcement about a special guest at her wedding and it be her first niece or nephew, and my parents' first grandbaby. I agreed, because it seemed like it meant a lot to her and, again, we were super close and I was happy to do that for her.
Turns out, the first trimester was awful with morning sickness and exhaustion. I would have preferred to be able to talk about it with my mom, but I was willing to grin and bear it for my sister's wedding. Well, the wedding came along, and about halfway through the night, I asked her when the announcement was happening. She told me that she had changed her mind and that her wedding didn't seem like a good time or place to announce my pregnancy. I was obviously super upset since I went through a really awful first trimester with only my sister and husband to lean on. I decided I wasn't going to put the announcement on hold any longer just for her, so my husband and I pulled my parents aside and quietly told them to keep it private for the evening. They were thrilled, lots of hugs, a few tears, but a very touching and private moment. Literally no one else found out until I announced it on Facebook a week later.
My sister found out around the same time as my Facebook post when my dad mentioned how we told him about it, and she texted me and called me a bitch who made her wedding about myself, and she hasn't spoken to me since. I've messaged her and apologized probably a dozen times since then, but she refuses to talk to me, and now she refuses to come see her little nephew who's almost a month old at this point. My parents and partner think I did nothing wrong since she went back on her word, and that I should just wait it out and she'll come around. I'm obviously unsure as clearly this has made her so upset with me, and we were so close before. AITA? Edit, I've seen a lot of comments saying that I was trying to be petty, mean, vindictive, spiteful, hurt my sister, etc.
And I just wanted to address that really quickly. If I had been any of those things, I would have made sure she found out that I had done it. You know, she just happened to find out a week later because my dad let it slip. I just desperately wanted to tell my mom. And after waiting over 2 months for my sister, it really felt like I couldn't wait another moment at the whims of someone who wasn't even involved in the pregnancy. I understand now though that I definitely should not have waited to tell my mom about the pregnancy. Hindsight is 20/20 and all that. NTA. I agree with the theory she never intended on announcing it at the wedding. If you live close to your parents you could have been the bigger person and waited a day or two later to tell them to keep the peace, but she's being a way bigger asshole with how she's treated this whole thing. If you live far enough away that you couldn't have told them in person after the wedding, then your sister is just plain horrible and probably isn't who you thought she is.
I think your sister never intended to announce it at her wedding. She didn't want it overshadowing her wedding if you announced it before she got married. NTA.
Definitely NTA, and her behavior has been hugely unfair. I hope the rest of your pregnancy is smooth sailing and that you have an amazing support system now that you've made the announcement. Congratulations.
NTA. I think most people on here are reacting to the announcement on the wedding day thing, which is usually someone trying to steal attention from the bride. It's not the case here, though. She and her sister both agreed to this plan. It's 100% okay for the sister to change her mind, but she should have told Op that she had second thoughts, but she didn't because she likely wanted Op to keep quiet until after the wedding. Maybe that was the sister's plan all along, since she never bothered to tell Op she changed her mind. This way she'd keep Op from getting any extra attention before her special day. Then she'd be off on her honeymoon, not having to listen to tell everyone. You chose to wait too. You were having a rough time and you could have told your sister sorry, but you needed your mom's support, and that would be 100% okay. Your sister does not get to be the gatekeeper of your pregnancy announcement. I would just wait and let her be the one to come around. She decided to throw a fit, so it's on her to make it right. NTA. But I don't know why you listened to her in the first place. You should have shared your family when you want to do so. On your timeline. Not hers. It was apparently all about her. She wanted to tell your parents and have that big moment as well. And take that from you for her to have the spotlight. Set her straight up and stop letting your little sister push you around. Stop apologizing and acting like you've done something wrong. I was all set to say YTA. But NTA, you wanted to tell your parents. Your sister insisted on you waiting to make it a moment at her wedding. Then, last minute she changes her mind. So you tell your parents privately. You didn't make a big announcement. Now she's mad and won't talk to you? Stop apologizing. You did nothing wrong. ETA. Thanks for the award. NTA. Your sister is nuts. Don't apologize. NTA. I was all set to say you don't announce that at a wedding, thinking you grabbed a mic and told the whole wedding. You didn't. You told your parents. Just them. And it clearly didn't create a fuss at the wedding because your sister didn't even know until a week later when your parents told her. You know what happened here, right? Your sister didn't want you to steal any of her wedding thunder leading up to the wedding. She saw this as her time and the focus was supposed to be on her upcoming life event. Not yours. That's why she told you not to tell anyone at all, and then she'd announce it at the wedding. I don't think she ever planned to announce. It was just a way to keep you from telling anyone so she could be the center of attention for months. Edit. Thank you for the awards. I'm sorry about your sister, but congrats on your little one. Man, people really take the whole wedding day is only about the bride thing to a whole new level. Only the grandparents found out about the pregnancy. It didn't eclipse the wedding day at all. NTA. NTA because you told them discreetly after your sister played an obvious trick on you. Clearly. It didn't even make an impact on the wedding because it took her being told it happened to even be aware of it. I don't think she ever intended to make that announcement. She just didn't want attention taken away from her while she planned her wedding, where she did a really nasty rug pull. She essentially denied you of much needed support during a very touchy time, so her special day remained front and center. You understand that your sister manipulated you, right? If you had announced you were pregnant with the first grandchild when you initially wanted to do it, she would have to share the attention. If she decided it was a bad idea, her idea, no less, to make the announcement at the wedding, why didn't she give you the opportunity to tell your family beforehand? She wasn't even aware that you told your parents until later, so she wasn't hurt, affected. Generally, it's bad manners to make an announcement of any kind at someone else's wedding, but in this case NTA. NTA. She broke her word, and you only told your parents privately. She's being ridiculous. NTA. Your sister asked you to hold off telling your parents because she wanted to make the announcement, when in reality she didn't want anyone to know until after her wedding, so there was no competition for her being the center of attention. And you didn't announce it. You told a few people who should have known on your timeline, quietly. NTA. But I'm seriously questioning if your sister views your relationship the same way you do. It seems like she was intentionally taking away any attention you would have received before the wedding because she wanted all before wedding attention to be on her as well. AITA. It was a private moment. Your parents didn't tell anyone else. The wedding was all about your sister with a couple of moments privately for you with your parents. NTA. I thought you were going to say you got the microphone and actually announced it to the whole party. You just told your parents. Your sister didn't even found out until later, says she enjoyed her wedding without issues and she was the one to tell you to wait. You know what? I am thinking that was her plan all along. She didn't want you to tell your parents before because she didn't want your mom to give you any attention before the wedding. And even if it was again, she had her beautiful wedding and she is still holding a grudge. It's better she stays away. She is toxic. No way. She doesn't get to do this. Keep it secret so I can make your big announcement for you, causing you to not be able to lean on your parents for support, then pull the rug out from under you. You kept it private. Your parents kept it quiet. She only found out by accident. You're NTA, but your sister sure is. NTA. Your sister manipulated you so you wouldn't shift the focus from her wedding for 3 months when you could have used your mother's help. As I was reading, I was expecting you to have mentioned it in a speech, which I would have been okay with. But you did the decent thing and shielded everyone else and only told your folks in private. She is jealous of you and your baby and needs to grow up. NTA. Stop apologizing. Your sister never had any intention on making an announcement at her wedding. She just wanted to make sure you had none of her attention leading up to the wedding. She is upset that the attention went to you a week later. Just ignore her. She either comes around or she doesn't. NTA. I bet sister has done other things like this in the past. She sounds jealous and manipulative.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.